Good morning. Oh, that light is killing me again. Hold on. Let's see. Let me get this to stop. Oh, that's not going to help. I have got a weird dead spot and it's killing me right now. I'm not late. You're late. Can I fix that? Nope. It's just going to be an issue. Hey, Amber. Good morning. No worries. Actually, Dad, I'm never late because of the fact that I usually let the countdown hit and then I give it a few minutes to let everybody show up because obviously it doesn't always hit the notifications instantly. So, there is no late because I'm the one in control. So it doesn't matter. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Nikki. Good morning, Tina. So, yeah. All right. Well, welcome. That's what happens when you drink coffee. Chokes you up, Welcome to Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Kate. Good morning. Yeah, nope, it's cool. Hope you guys are doing great. I know I got a few more people in here. I was, hey, Tom, good morning. I I know everybody, since there's more people that are jumping in because now it's been on for a few minutes. So I'm going to do something over again because I was too excited not to, you know, too nice not to show it at least a second time. So I want to show you guys something that was kind of cool. I stumbled upon this during the Thanksgiving break and things, and I thought, well, it was cheap, to have it done. So I thought, well, I'll do that because it was super cheap. And I'm like, I can afford that because, we're going to get into some things. So I still can afford a little bit right now, but yeah, Amber saw it. So she but I'm going to show you guys something really cool. I actually have two of them, but I'm only going to show you the one. So I'm going to save the one for another day, another time and stuff like that. But now that we got more people in there, but check this out. I'm going to disappear for a second. How was that? they I thought it was kind of cool. It was a neat animated logo that you could grab, and it was pretty cheap. And I think it was just because it was also right around Black Friday. So I don't know what it typically costs, but that was super cool. And so yeah, it literally was like 24-hour turnaround. So it's like you just give them your logo, and then you turn it around, and within a day or two you get it back. So, but I have one more, but like I said, I'm going to save that for another time, so that way you guys can check it out. But I thought it was cool. I mean, it was just neat, and I thought that one was cool. I like that one a lot because it had a little bit of nature in there, and which go figure, right? So, but yeah, that was fun. That was fun. So, hey, Jen, and so yeah, no, it's really really cool. So hopefully, because I didn't. The thing was, is what I didn't get that. What's funny was, is I think I remember I didn't get the logo thing until like I think I ordered it like Friday or Saturday morning or something like that, and I didn't get it till like Sunday night. No, it was like Monday or something like that. So yeah, so I had no chance that I could have used it last week because it wasn't there. So, but anyway, very cool. So that was something fun, and I might. I'm thinking, and I know everybody will probably be down for it, but I don't mind the countdown. I think it's cool because it does segue. Hey, Carrie, good morning. It helps segue in because I know a lot of people are still waking up or, remembering that, there's this, black swamp dude that's, on at 9:30 in the morning. So, um, but I still want to create like an intro, a video. So, but I want to do it for like 60 seconds instead of 30, just to give more time, for people to jump on and sit down and stuff. But so I want to do a video, but I think like one of those animated logos I'd throw in there, which would be kind of fun. So that'd be something that I want to do. I just got to figure out like when I don't think it'll be like a super crazy type of intro. I mean, that would be awesome. have custom music, because I know Nikki and I know somebody that would, easily sit down, because I could easily sit down with somebody and create that. In fact, I actually threw it across his lap at one point a couple years ago. They said, "Yeah, if we ever hang out, create like a 60-second music intro for me. That would be awesome." So I'll have to swing back and poke him on it, and but I want to be there, like if we do create it together. So which would be kind of neat. So hey, Sharon, good morning. So yeah. Um, but yeah, that would be kind of cool. But anyway, but I mean, with a lot of the videos I have shot, this year, and some of that music's free to use, which is great, because then I can't get in trouble, which copyright stuff, which I get and I understand that, but it's not like there's not a single dime. I'm not making nothing. So hey, Dinah, good morning. Yeah, I could do that cuckoo song. Yep. Uh, but yeah, no, I mean, I just want to be careful. But at least if I do like something like that, it'll I can't get in trouble for it. Even though so the platform I use to do all this streaming, is by StreamYard, and that countdown, that's theirs. That's their animation, their music to it. And I couldn't tell you, last year, I think at least 4 or 5 times I got hit for people claiming it was theirs, and it's like some I'm like, "Yeah, you're StreamYard, all right, 'cause you're not even your messages and your names of it's like, you're not even in the ballpark." I'm like, "I pay for StreamYard." So, I, I certainly have full rights to use it in my videos, but it was always funny. It was always the beginning, 30-second clip of that's theirs, and I get to use it because I pay for the whole thing, and they're sitting there saying it's their stuff. I'm like, "Geez." So but yeah, so that's got to be careful of that sort of thing too. But it'll be cool. It'll be cool, So, but anyway, how was everyone's week? Obviously, there was a lot of coming back from the holidays. Sorry, I'm looking at my other screen to get rid of that. But yeah, hopefully everybody did fine getting back. I know the beginning of the week, we were, for the majority of us, Westerners, and even East a little bit, we had some snow, at times, and cold, really cold weather. Hey, Veronica. And so, yeah, it was kind of a really crazy start to the week, uh, but that's okay. I mean, there was only I don't know if it was I know Monday for sure, and I can't remember Tuesday. I think it was a little bit Tuesday, but yeah, Monday was fine. There really wasn't. I didn't have to worry about it. Michigan seemed to have a little bit more when I got closer to work. There was more snow falling, but not too bad. I was joking with some other friends about it. I said, "Well, it's not quite." I said the snow was, falling, but I says it wasn't quite the light speed type, that was, dumping down. Star Wars plug there, people. So it wasn't doing the whole light speed effect. But I will say that then the next day, before I even got into Michigan, it was even closer. So but only for like a couple miles worth, which was crazy. But that's all right. It is tis the season for that stuff. But then again, we're kind of back up into the warmer weather, even though it was raining pretty much all day long for a lot of us. Several states were just seeing rain, and I know some other northern parts of like Michigan and stuff got some snow. But Amber, you know what, I'm not biased to really any of it. I mean, I have my favorite Star Trek stuff. I mean, I haven't seen nothing of the new stuff. I'm still kind of old school a little bit. But but even then I'll shock everybody with the Star Wars thing. Is I've only well, we all know the classics. We know the classics, technically 4, 5, and 6. But and I've only seen episode 1. I have not seen nothing since. So I've not seen 2 or 3, and I've not seen anything and side projects and things. Hey, Brittany, good morning. So yeah, that's how far back I am. And then that's why, like, some people are blown away when they like say, "Have you seen this?" or, this movie and whatnot and stuff. And I'm like, nope. It's gotten really horrible. It really has. It's gotten so bad that I haven't, I just don't, the time when kids came around, I still was very busy with outdoor stuff. And then I had to pull that back because it was, first time parent type of thing. And so that was a chore and a handful. And then with me driving back and forth to work, I just didn't have energy for stuff. And so in the evenings, it's like as soon as you can go to bed, you went to bed, you know. But yeah, I'm terrible. So I mean, there's so many movies that I could list off, and everybody would be like blown away that you haven't seen that. And I'm like, yep. So yeah, it is what it is. But like I said, I don't hate it, and it's not the end of the world for me. But it is kind of crazy to listen to people talk about it. And it's like I don't have a clue what you're saying. I mean, some characters sound familiar, but I don't know anything else. But that's all right. That's all right. Man, that lighting is killing me today. I don't know why. Man, I got so many lights on over there. Oh well, it is what it is. That's so that black line over here. That's just a lighting issue. I think my green screen it's got a little bit of a fold to it. That's why it's doing that. I mean, I've got so many lights on. It's ridiculous. So no, that's not paranormal. That's green screen issues. I know there's a lot. Some people are newer to this. In fact, so I'll just show you guys because this isn't supposed to be like crazy. I'm not, there's no professionalism here. So, but this is what it looks like typically. So you can see there's the fold. I have to get up and move it, but you can see it needs to be smooth like this. But that's what I typically look like. This is what's behind me the whole time. So, but I could, and that's the fun part is you can load so many of them. But this is neat because I can even do this. Oh, there's a brick wall. I love this stuff. It's kind of neat. Makes it fun. So anyway, but that's the thing is but always remember, for those that are new to following and stuff like that, or don't remember, always keep track of like what the backgrounds are doing. Because again, I throw it out there, but I always let people in on, there's typically some sort of Easter egg to the point of why certain backgrounds are the way they are. Sometimes they're very obvious. And other times they're not. This one should be somewhat obvious, but then again, I want people to think a little bit more, and that way it really does it forces you to wake up. So I mean, if you're not drinking your coffee, tea, or any other warm beverages, then you are going to wake up soon because you have to really use your brain this early in the morning. So, but I know there's a lot of people. There's so many people that end up watching this later today and tomorrow and stuff, and then sometimes during the week. So I mean so that's cool. But yeah, so hopefully everybody had a great week and things are going well for you. I know, we just got past Thanksgiving. So again, for anybody that hasn't been watching in a while, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. And we do have some important things coming up. Yeah, I'm sure you do. You are new to this, Dad. But we do have a couple important things going on this week, and then we're going to circle back. So the first major thing is Tuesday. Tuesday's a very huge holiday. Some of us really do get into it very, very, very much. And if you don't know what holiday is, shame on you. I mean, truly, shame on you. I gotta laugh because I think it's great. But you know what? If you do have a clue, go ahead and throw it in the comments. If you have a clue of what holiday you think this is happening on Tuesday, so because that'll be interesting to see. Because I mean, I know there's a majority of you that won't know. So, Dinah, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yep. I mean that the thing that was the other week was like I don't even want to say it was barely 24-hour weird just runny nose. So that's fun. That was something weird because happened the evening before, and then all that there. See, I knew I should have known Tom was going to jump in there. Yep, that's the important holiday coming up on Tuesday. So yeah, right. You're close, Dad. But yeah, no, we have Krampus Day on Tuesdays, December 5th, which is always super cool. I know it's not for everybody, but then again, I think it's really neat, and I think it's fun to have something still, involved this late into the where we think everything is so, happy and stuff, and yet there's still this little twist of mythology that's out there with Krampus and things. So, huge fan of it. In fact, I mean, I got it supporting a little bit here, you know. He's down there. So so don't say I didn't have something on. In fact, even my hoodie, I don't know if I can may show up. So even my hoodie. So I'm decked. I'm decked for today, and I still have like 3 or 4 more t-shirts with different styles of Krampus on it. And I guess I should have had my mask handy. I could have showed everybody that, but oh well. I didn't want to go that far. I try to keep it simple, and not it's not always tons of show and tell things, but but yeah. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, hey Jamie. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, they would. I know. I mean, I probably should, Jamie. That should be something that even Joey should see up close, because it's not latex, it's not plastic. It is completely wooden, which is the cool thing about it. Uh, it's hand carved, literally from a log. So that's what makes it even more impressive, because that's how it was done way back when they started really pushing Krampus, and put the fear in the naughty children, so to speak. So, um, but yeah, I had hopes, but with it being a rough year, and finally getting to a point where I was able to do things, I did in the beginning of the year. I was hoping to jump on a few things and maybe get to some appearances, with Krampus, and unfortunately, yeah, just didn't time out like I hoped. But that's okay. I'd rather take the time for myself and feel a little bit better. But yeah, um, but yeah. So sorry, I was reading comments. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping, now that things have been getting better, I'll be able to regroup and start, getting some things scheduled out next year. And but yeah, even then, my schedule and just overall, my mental status this year was just terrible. So I mean, I missed out on a lot of opportunities, but then again, it was needed some rest type of thing, and it was one of those things. So, but yeah, we'll get around to it next year. So hopefully, if there is such things, I will post about them. I think not everybody knows it, but some of you here, if you're curious, I mean, I do occasionally post, and probably be posting a little bit more, because I usually do. I do have another page that doesn't have a whole lot of likes to it, but that's okay. But I do have a Black Swamp Krampus Facebook page, so you can look that up. I think actually what I could do, if I have my mouse back, there we go. I can show everybody real quick. You can see it from, would you just come here? Oh, never mind then. Come here. Everything's being slow. I forget I have all this cool technology under my fingertips that I should. Bing. I don't want to review changes. There we go. Hold on. So, oh no. All right. Let me do this. I had to go full screen so you guys see. You're actually going to see the business side of stuff. But here, let me do this. Stop that. Nope, I don't want that. Change it. I got to do a new one. So there we go. There we go. I'll even stay on the screen so you guys can see a little bit. But that's my page. That's my other Krampus page. So like I said, you're seeing business stuff there on the side. So if you've ever had your own page, you'll see all that stuff there. But if you guys know, so here was my post from just before Thanksgiving. But you guys can see, I do work the character side of things out. So you want to see me change from being like all laughy and happy and stuff like that to something a little bit more risky. This is the page to go to. So there's another one that I did back for Mother's Day. So I have fun with this stuff. So it's one of the rare times that I actually get away with saying horrible things, but it cracks me up. And the Valentine's Day, So sorry. Like I said, it's one of those times that I actually could be somebody else. Oh, it's fun. I love that stuff. It is what it is. So, but so yeah, if you guys want to like that page, that's cool too. And you want to get a kick out of some of the things I put up there and post. Um, like I said, if you can handle it, because I know, like I said, I get a little risky on there, but yeah, Black Swamp Krampus is a good one. So, and that's what I would do is I would put more things up there, to share. So yeah, so there's that going on, and then before we get into really the topic, which is going to take up the majority of the show anyway, but we're almost at 10 anyway, so that's about what I want try to shoot for. I'll say it now while it's while I'm live, but then on Wednesday, a certain somebody, hey Donna, good morning, certain somebody, Jamie, this sweatshirt, this hoodie came from a coffee company. I'll get you that information and send it to you afterwards and things. But yeah, that's this one's the coffee company, but the t-shirt, if let me double check because I've gotten them from a couple different places. This one, let me make sure I know on the t-shirt, because like I said, I got like 4 or 5 Krampus shirts and they come from different companies, but the sweatshirt's a coffee one, which is why Krampus was drinking a coffee. So I think it said on the back. So I'm not going to get around and model again. So, but I'll hit you afterwards. So remind me just in case. But yeah, Wednesday, certain somebody is having a birthday. So there is that then this week. And so that's kind of cool. I'm, another year notched on to the old self, and which is cool. There's nothing wrong in that. And so be doing some birthday stuff. Busy, I did take the day off because I had to I had to move a day around, so I moved that to then. And so I will be around on my birthday, so I don't have to go to work, which is fine. I'm fine with that. And then yeah, so I'm excited for that. Other than and then the wife's birthday's on Thursday and stuff, so there's a back-to-back days of birthdays, and then after that there's there's some various shows and things going on this week, for the school and things. Like even tomorrow I'm busy with school stuff. There's a holiday parade in town, so I got to help chaperone the parade, and then they're turning in uniform. So I mean, I've got myself really busy. It's crazy to think that if I would have been still very active doing readings and healings and such, and then try to squeeze in stuff now, I don't know how I'd be doing it. Which was at one point thinking maybe that's wise, because I knew how busy I would be and I wouldn't have the time. But I think that was just small little piece, but not a big one. But so yeah, so there's that. So like I said, Tuesday, Krampus Day, my birthday, and so that'll be, hey Christine, thank you very much. Thank you, Jamie. Yep. So but yes, I mean, if you notice, the title for this week was called The Job. And that's much like what Christine just said, my promotion. I wanted to talk about it because there's a lot of elements to that I wanted to share, which, are very cool, positive things for all of you. So, and, it was, of course I didn't plan for any of that. Never knew that was going to be an option at some point. The manager position that I just filled was he was very much into it, had no inkling that he would ever leave, and so he did. And I definitely thought about it for literally for a few minutes to wonder if I should, because there wasn't obviously much time to react. But thanks, Jamie. Michelle, yep. He's definitely the earth right now. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Is this a good move for me? Is this the right timing for me? And even went and talked to the manager that was leaving, and then just kind of got his feeling on it. And just to see, granted it would matter regardless, because it's still up to me in the end. But I thought, well, he said, you should at least put the get in for the interview and things. And so it's like, fine. Well, so I did that. Now, the interesting thing is the first opportunity to do that happened while I was on vacation. So, I wasn't able to, they had to wait until the following week to get to me to do the interview. So I did the interview and it went really well. It was super down to earth. Like, I I don't I've gotten to the point, and I don't know if it's just old age. I don't know if it's just the amount of things that I've been able to do and learn. And I wasn't stressed at all during this interview. Like I wasn't nervous at all, which, it's a big deal. It's a big jump. This isn't just a little hop. This is a jump. But I wasn't going to let any of that get to me. And so I got to the funny thing is, good thing to, impress, your potential bosses was, I was in the interview early. I was the first person in the interview. So it was all online. And so I was in early. I sat there for 5 minutes and I just made sure that I was there. That's all that mattered. And next thing I know, the one of the bosses came in and he's like, "Wow, you're here early." I was like, "Well, that's just been a few minutes and stuff." Like, he goes, "Well, I like that. I like that. That's pretty good." So, so I was already getting bonus points, just for showing up super early. Um, but the interview went great. Several people on the team, and yeah, we had fun. We actually were, even going down side topics and things and just shooting the breeze about stuff besides like mixing in questions and stuff. But that's how I wanted to treat it. I didn't want to treat it like this was some robotic, response from me. I mean, I definitely gave, as much detailed answers to their questions, which, a lot of common stuff, but I just wanted to, do it the best way, give examples, which is what some of that was. They wanted to see examples. So I just automatically did it. And so, yeah, it just was a great interview. It was like 30 minutes and, everybody was pretty happy about it and stuff. And then, close it out. And then my direct manager was just like, "Hey, man, that was a really good interview." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. I, appreciate the opportunity and, keep me posted." Because, yeah, I think we should start to know something, like the following week. And that pushed out a little bit further, but it was, it pushed out to where I don't have the calendar up in front of me, but uh, I found out I found out verbally first that they still had a few more interviews to go, and they they weren't gonna they pretty much knew they weren't gonna go with them. And so they said, we still got a few more, but we're leaning towards you. And I'm like, cool. He goes, but don't say anything right now because obviously, we still have to go through the processes and but we are leaning towards you. I said, well, that's cool. Hey, just keep me posted. I'm whatever you guys feel is best is fine by me. Because that was the other thing that I realized is that it's not like I'm out of a job. So if I didn't get it, I still have a job. And so it wasn't, which is another thing that was easy to not get, and bother me was that uh, I still got a job, and that was neat. I wasn't in a position where I'm struggling to find work. And that just made it easy too. That I didn't get it. Oh, well, or if somebody else got it, that I know that like I work with, it's fine. There's no reason to get all bent out of shape, regardless. And so, but from what I am guessing is possibly the majority was internal interviewing. And then even on the very same department I'm in, there was at least three other techs like me that went for interviews too. And then there was another one from another group that we work with, and then several outside. There was like six or so, seven interviewees in total. And somehow with some experience, some leadership experience, it just worked out, and they gave me the nod. And so I, you know, kept saying, okay, and then I got another, updated message and saying, "Kat, we're gonna get you um the offer." And I'm like, okay, so now we're getting serious. But at the same time, until I see this piece of paper, well, or file, electronic file, until I see this, do I really feel beyond a reasonable doubt that this is really going to happen? Because you could be told verbal things all the time nowadays, and then it doesn't work out, And I'm a big person, and I've done that a lot, is, where there's sometimes where I can kind of give you sneak peeks, and there's other times I can't. And like that one was huge because again, I had people that follow me here that watch the show sometimes. And if I was to make any notion towards it, it would have been easy flag, and then that could have started something. And I didn't want to go there, and so there was one of these times where I had to keep everything quiet. I couldn't tell anybody about it, and that was important. Plus, I was set, once it was getting really real, and then it was like, do not say anything. You got it. No problem. I can respect that, But I knew just from that aspect that saying anything to anybody else was going to possibly burn me, or make it worse, and that's something I've noticed, with me. That doesn't always happen to others. Hey, Chris, good morning. Yeah, it doesn't happen to others always, but I've noticed that if I say too much or get too excited over something, it's just like a Murphy's Law thing. It just something falls apart, and then I hate, then giving the negative message to it, that, oh, this didn't work out. Hey, Debbie, good morning. And so, yeah, I just, I've been big into that where, there's just times where it's not, I just don't want to say it because I just don't want to jinx it. And not that, it's like a thing. I just had that happen too many times, even though as positive as I can be through it. I just wasn't going to take that chance and then have it come back and bite me. But again, I still had work, and it wouldn't have mattered. But I'd hate for some weird thing to happen, especially if I said too much. But yeah, so that happened. So then I was off Thanksgiving week. So I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then we had Thursday, Friday. But it was literally I was messaging a couple times to, personally on my personal time to my manager now. And he's like, he goes, yep. He goes, you're going to get it. And he says, it probably be the week of we want it in your hands before Thanksgiving, because we want to get you on the next pay cycle, which technically today starts that pay cycle. So, so really Monday's my first day, but I was like, okay, well, Monday came and went, Tuesday came and went. And then, was it Wednesday? I, I get a message saying, hey, offer just, got to you. I'm like, okay. So now you got to remind you, this is Wednesday night. Okay. Wednesday evening. I get the message saying the offer's in your inbox. So I get all my, work laptop out. I had to log all the way in, and I open it up, and I'm reading through the offer. And, now it's like, this is it. This is that moment, that I feel, it doesn't get, any better than this at this point. And, explained a little bit explained out, the money situation, which, like I said, that's been a huge problem for last year and a half to 2 years. And with this position definitely is going to help me out. I'm not going to feel as worried each month when bills are showing up, knowing that I can take care of it. But at the same time, I'm going to be able to start saving things, and I can start getting things repaired. And that's huge because I got a lot of projects and a lot of things that desperately need to get done. And I keep either putting band-aids on them, or I just have to leave them as is. And it's just an eyesore, or just, so it's one of those things that I'm now going to be able to start getting some of the stuff off my back, which is huge. So, so I was really happy with it because it actually was more than I expected. I was lowballing myself. And they even in I had to still fill out an application at one point that I, had to put a number in there. So I shot a number in there, was just like, yeah, I mean, I probably won't get it, but at least I put the number in there. And then they gave me more than what I asked for. So I was like blown away. But yeah, so I mean, and so that was like no brainer for me to not even have to worry about going back and forth about it anymore, because it was just a done deal. So I was happy. So I mean, so with that information, I was like, finally, I can tell tell the family, because that was key. Because I was like, it was weird, because I know my dad can easily chime in, because he would ask me every time he'd see me, did you hear anything yet? Did you hear anything? And I have to play dumb and be like, no, I haven't yet. And then I have to either draw it out a little bit to where like, well, no, there's these other things going on, they're still re-interviewing or whatever it was. And so I'm just like, I had to drag it out. And that's the thing is like, and Jamie's, my I can't even say it right now, my cousin's wife, they were when we were at my dad's birthday party on that Sunday, I had the verbals at that point. But then again, I wanted that paperwork so freaking bad because to me to see that, because even then, what if I didn't like the number and they wouldn't negotiate it, anymore, and then I'd have to say no. And again, that's that whole jinxing thing. So by leaving it alone, keeping it to myself, letting it do its let go the process go, it worked out. And that's one of those things that just for me, this is how I have to roll with it. So uh, I did, Dad. I mean, you kind of, I wasn't easy, but I certainly, played it out. And thank you for all the comments so far. But yeah, so I mean, but like I said, once I got that, and then I knew Thanksgiving, I couldn't wait. And that was one of the things too, was, I wanted both my parents to be in the same spot because like when I first got over to my brother's house for Thanksgiving, my dad's in the one room watching, TV, the football games were on, and my mom was sort of in the kitchen and stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to yell this across the whole house. Or I don't want to do that. I just want them somewhat close. And I didn't want to necessarily do it like when we were truly eating, but I just wanted those two to be there. And so I just happened that I think my dad was coming over to talk to. Well, he came over. We were talking for a little bit, and he even asked point blank, "Did you hear anything yet?" And I'm like, "No." Oh well, knowing I wanted to say it, but see, my mom wasn't in the room, so as soon as we walked back in, because I like the relish tray was out or something like that, and so I was like kind of pushing to get back into the kitchen area. So my dad's standing right, into there from their living room, and my mom's in there by the table, and there, people are talking a little bit, and then I sent a turn, and my dad's standing next to me, and I both looked at them. I was like, "Hey, by the way, just so y'all know that I got the paperwork and I accepted an offer to take on the manager role." And so, um, but I was like, I had to do it because, like I said, I wanted to be, right there. I didn't want to tell them separately and things, and so that was a fun moment, and I just wanted to have that, for them to take part in it together. So that was cool. But yeah, so then that week, the last weekend, then I finally had to print everything off, sign it, and then scan it, and then send it back. So even on Saturday, I was doing the paperwork for that to get it all back, and then and so got that rolling, and then it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, then they made it, which was then the next step for me to go public about it. I had to wait until it was internally announced. And then once it was internally announced, then I was able to share it like I did, on my pages. So I threw that out there and finally got to share that news. But, you know, I I do, this is, amazing. I'm grateful, and that I wish I could have brought it up last weekend on the show because it is. But I think I want people to realize too that this is one of those areas that I've been because this happened, you know, everything's been climbing the stairs back up from where I went, and where I was. And there's been so many things that have been happening in a positive way for me, and it's been that one little thing after another. And that's the thing I want to make sure people, and I mentioned this when I did my first show back and I was talking about stuff, and everybody's like, well, what did you do? How did you do it? I said, I mean, it's just continuing to fight for yourself and to push forward. Now, did I know at any of the things I've gotten, like the movie role, the couple other small little things, and then like this is huge, job change, you know, did I plan for those? Did I throw intentions for those specifically? No, I didn't. But what I wanted was what was going to be best for me as I continued to go forward with life, and pushing hard at the positivity, the will to survive and thrive, was huge. And so this was another piece to how hard and how low I was, but how much it changed because I kept fighting through it. And the universe, all my guides and everybody finally said, he's not giving up. We're you know what? We're gonna reward him, and not that there should be a reward because it's not in that kind of materialistic feeling, or that's not the reward. It's the knowing that, because these things are kind of the bonuses compared to where I'm at mentally. And that's really what was I mentally, knowing that I can still get up and do things and I can be around people, because that was an issue. And so these are the actual, I guess, truly are the more physical rewards from it, besides, knowing that you where you were to where you are now. And so I that is a thing I want to make sure people understand, that regardless of what you're going through, regardless of how crappy and how tough life is, you might feel like you have a black cloud over you. You always feel like you got bad luck. Just everything just is miserable. And just know that if you just, I mean, it's so cliche because so many people do say it. It's in so many books and movies, and a lot of us, that do shows that talk about it. I mean, you know, you got to push for yourself, and you've got to know that it will get better. Even if it still is not moving, like all summer, things weren't getting any better. Like I had 1 week, I had a break, and I was thinking, all right, I notice it. I'm feeling better. I feel a little bit pretty good. And then the next week shot right back down again. So, and it's not a loss. It's not a defeat. It's just a part of the process. But you keep seeing the end result of getting out of like a hole, or however you want to word it, or climb it. You're down at the bottom of the stairs and you're climbing back up the stairs. Um, Vision it however you want. But excuse me, you know, you've got to, hey, thanks, buddy. So you've got to push it. And it could be on anything. It could be small things, it could be large things, but just understand, the harder you push for it, and like Tom, if he's still watching, you know, because I know him and I have talked, a lot, uh, you know, intentions are everything. And I've been telling a lot of people this, and that's why I've been pushing for some people that have been asking about, "Well, I want to get better at this or something." What do I keep saying? Throw in Donna, if she's still watching, you got to put some daily intentions out there, and you've got to see it, but don't overdo it. So don't say, yeah, there's Donna. Don't be saying like, I want to win the lottery, because that's a little bit on a greed side. That's not necessarily what's best for you. Doesn't mean that you can't say that, you know, you get, some money to help out with a project, or some money to help you with bills. There is that, because I know Donna can speak for that. She, years ago, she used to, manifest it, and she would get, 100 here, a couple hundred here, just out of, crazy areas. And again, it's not a lottery, but that's still a success, and it's not a greed thing, because it wasn't, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got a couple lottery tickets, I still play, but I'm not I'm not trying to devote, all that to that for greed. Not that I would be greedy about it. I mean, I certainly would be taking care of people, and I would certainly, try to do good things, so that way everybody can be involved or enjoy things. But it wouldn't be just like I'd win it and I disappear for the rest of my life. That's that's not how it would go. Even though that would be kind of interesting, but I'm not that type of person that would just disappear completely and just pull all my accounts down and then that's it. I don't think I could do that, but I, but it would be interesting. But I mean, go away for a week or two or something like that. That's one thing. But yeah, I don't think I could stay away. I mean, maybe, anyway, but that's just one of those things. But you got to find little things. So like for me, uh getting out of where I was, I kept pushing for that. And you're saying the same thing over and over again every day. And you know, the more you push on it, the more you'll get out of it, or you'll overcome something, or you'll get the answers to something. And so, it's one of those things that I can't stress enough, that you have to fight for yourself. And me, or anybody else in the chat, or anybody that watches the show at another time, or anywhere else in the world, there's none of us that can sit there and make you do anything. It comes down to you. And we can encourage you, and we can certainly, suggest things, but in the end, it's still your decisions on how you want to move forward with anything and everything. But you can't then sit there and point fingers like this person's not helping out, or they're not, just stepping up to do this and that. It's like, well, no, did you ask them for anything? Because again, You have to make the decisions. If you want somebody's help, you go and ask them. You know, my favorite thing to do is, if you guys get seriously hurt, you break a bone or you cut yourself so bad to where you need stitches, are you just going to stare at it? Are you just going to not do anything? Or are you going to call, or are you going to go to a hospital or whatever to get those fixed? That's the decision. It's that simple. If you need help, and I know this because I'm stubborn, I should have been asking for more help from a lot of people. I know. I'm human still. I'm no robot. I make mistakes too. And you learn from them, certainly. But that's the thing is, reaching out to somebody just to talk or whatever. Some things it's really simple, but then, like I said, if you're dealing with things or you're struggling with things, you've got to ask. You've got to ask. If something's broken, you could look. I mean, I can make the decision to go to YouTube and see if there's a how to fix this. You could throw it out to your friends. Anybody know how to do this or ever? I mean, you've got to make your decisions. But the same thing goes for you. You want to get out of horrible situations and things, you have to take that step forward, and you have to make the decision, and you have to believe in it regardless of whatever it is. But know that you can do this. Know that you can move through it. It may not be it might be all like flowers and things like that. It could be rough, and it could be emotions, could be tears, because of something like that. But at the same time, when it's all said and done, you come out on the other side, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself, and that's why for like this job is truly that that moment for me, that this is ending 2023 on this kind of note. Because we only got I only have like 3 weeks left to work, because then we go on a break between Christmas and New Year's. So I only have about 3 weeks left, but it's truly one of those things that I get to finish this year out on a good note. And I didn't plan none of it. Like I said earlier, I didn't plan for any of this to happen, but I kept pushing for positive results, whatever they would be, whatever they're supposed to be for me. And like the opportunity for this job appeared. I thought about it for a second and then went after it. I went and, like I said already, for those maybe just chiming in, I went to my outgoing manager and said, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think about me, applying?" I made the decision to start the process of going there, and even then I didn't let none of it bother me. Yeah, it's a manager role. There's a lot of responsibilities now on my shoulders, but I'm not letting none of that stuff get to me, because I'm getting to do something that I've wanted to do again. I mean, I had a supervisor role, so it wasn't quite manager, but I ran a team and I enjoyed it once I got the hang of it. Once I understood how things work and all the things I have to do, from a leader role. And so I've been dying to get back at something, and I'm really passionate about it. I mean, like a lot of other things. And this is where the money is. This is my bread making position type of thing. So it is. And I know I've been missing a lot of your comments. I'm sorry, like that. I've been trying to stay on point because I wanted to make sure I get this across to you. So I'm sorry if I'm not reading them all right now. But like I said, it is important for you, for all of us. And I don't care what part, I don't care where you're from, what you do, what your situations are, it doesn't matter. We all go through things at different points. I mean, because I can look through a lot of the chat, and I can pretty much know something about every person that I can see in the chat that has been through something that I'm aware of, and maybe don't know all of it. I don't know all this, the details, but I know at least a little. And so I can, understand that, we all need time to heal, and there's times to, not do anything. There's times to where you have to then get yourself, picked back up and moving forward. And because, the longer you sit at this bottom part, and again, I kind of always use either a hole or at the bottom of the ladder as my references. It's not fun down there. I mean, it's truly not fun. Because when you look back after you've pushed through it and you look back down and realize where you're at, it's like, why didn't I start pushing sooner? I could have been out of this maybe a little bit earlier than I did. Or maybe not. like this, I mean, even though I was pushing for months and months and months, and finally, uh, started seeing things and things started lining back up again. But again, it's that persistence of wanting to get out of that hole. I was tired of being in the hole, tired of being covered up almost to where I couldn't breathe. And you can only go so much further, and then it gets even worse than that. So, all right, Sharon, have a good one. But you're right. Like I said, it's one of those things that, you know, we and I've been telling a few other people recently that I've been messaging and helping with, and we our minds are so amazing. They're so powerful, and there's so many things about them that we still don't understand. But there's a lot of things that we do, and from even, and I'm just using it as a general term, a spiritual set of mind thing, way of thinking, keeping it simple, but yet you know staying strong about things. You can do a lot. You can manifest a lot. You can change situations around just the way you think. And it doesn't seem possible. It really doesn't seem possible that it can happen, but it can. And the problem is we give up so easily. We're humans. We've been kind of trained that way. If you're not given some type of uh, I'll use this as just one, like a medication, or you got to change a relationship or something. I mean, it's just it's amazing how many things that are out there that we can default to and blame, and yet we don't come back to ourselves. And it's okay to be a little harsh on yourself. There's nothing wrong in that. I mean, I'm hard on myself when I make mistakes. It's like it sucks, and you hate to do that. And there's just those times where you have to pick yourself back up. And so yeah, Tom said we're both in the trenches here with anxiety, trying to see outside, asking positive things. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, sometimes it's meant to be for this. Sometimes, like for me to be as bad as bad and low as I was, and it's crazy. I mean, and that's the other thing too, is I don't I've gotten to the point in my journey that I'm not sitting there asking too much of the whys, because a lot of those whys is a human thing. It's a human thought. We have to know why. Doesn't always have to be an answer to the why. It happened. It existed at some point, and either you kept swimming in it or you got out of the water. That's how I look at it. And so you are, again, the minds are so powerful that you can do so much with them, and if you just push for it. And again, do my famous Yoda quote stuff, do or do not, there is no try. So if you're dealing with something right now and it's a struggle, and you're, well, I'll just, I'll try to throw some stuff out there. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. You pretty much just, shot your foot off at that point, because you really just threw so many flags into it, and you just put yourself to stay down in that hole, or in the water too much, or even more. And you can't do that. You've got to rethink through things. Hey, Jennifer. And that's the important thing. That's what I was thinking, right? Yeah. And it, and again, we all go through things, and it's, you got to push for it, but at the same time, you do have to sometimes just reach out. And I know, like I said, like one of the last few shows, I said, I would sometimes just message people, and I still do to this day. I'll, like, this person's name will come up in my head, and I'm like, geez, I wonder how they're doing. And then I go to, Facebook and Messenger, and hey, how are you doing? What's going on? How are you feeling? And it's interesting, because then there's a lot of times where it's like, well, they're just so happy that you reached out to them, or they're like, yeah, I'm dealing with some stuff right now, and again, you just be that thing. And so, like I said, we're, the power's within you to do things, and then you can, once you push it, and you can move through things, and then you might be able to be that voice for somebody else. It's not like there's not a lot of extra new things that you haven't heard from me, that you haven't heard from others, or already know yourself, because you've experienced things, or you've done things, or you preach in a way to others, and But sometimes how I look at it is there certain people can present that message that finally resonates with you. Because like there's been so many times I've talked to so many people over the years that sometimes the same message I've heard a bunch of times, but this one person, it just somehow clicks even more. And that's good, you know. There's nothing wrong in that. Everybody else is correct. Everybody said the same thing, but for some reason, the way they said it just finally like flipped the switch and it's like, yep, that's I got to do that. That's exactly it. And I knew everybody else said that, but for some reason it just didn't stick or click, and finally it did. And so that's a lot of times why I throw stuff out there because try to share what my experiences are. I try to show that we can get out of anything. And I'm telling you, for those that have been sticking with me, it was pretty. I mean, I you don't realize how rough it is, and only I'm truly know that of what it felt like and what it was like over the summer and stuff. And so, uh, you know, and as many mistakes as I made, but I kept staying focused that I'll get out of this, and and look what it's happening. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, responses, and things have continued to appear on the right time too, because everything is can be all over the place, but it's happening as they're supposed to be, and the doors are opening at the right time because of where I'm at mentally. And it's months. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's I finally started feeling back a little bit normal, and I think it was August. So it's like, but I spent months before that just going to work and coming home and basically hiding, sending out a few posts here and there and stuff, and trying to get back to the normal me, you know. And so yeah, it just reevaluate things. And if you're dealing with stuff, make a simple affirmation each day, like for me, get out of where you're at, and that's it. That's just the mantra, the intention, the affirmation that was said every day, sometimes multiple times a day. You're going to get out of this. You're going to get out of this. You're going to see the light again. You're going to be smiling again. You're going to be feeling great again. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And you just keep saying it over and over again. And you put those vibes out into the universe, and the universe hears it instantly. And then they, so to speak, the stars start aligning, and they do. And it is so true, but you have to put it out there. You have to want it, and you have to will it to do it, but make sure that it is on a positive side of things. Okay. Let's not try to worry about anybody else. If somebody's treating you horrible, don't be wishing ill will on them, because that's just going to put you even further down. So you do not do that. You focus on yourself. And it could be just like, hey, I need some protection, put up some spiritual walls so that way I don't have this communication, or this communication does not affect me from this person. Again, just trying to give you some examples. So there's easier and better ways to handle things that might be serious like that. But just know that you have to work on yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. We all got friends and family that we're close to. It sounds harsh. I can't, everybody upstairs, I can't sit there and help every single one of them. They have to ask for it, and they also have to be willing to receive it. So if they're hurt, I'm hoping they're going to be like, I need help. Please help me. Because I mean, granted, somebody gets hurt, I mean, somebody's cut. I'm going to be like, jumping into, but what I'm saying is like, there's certain things that I can't, no matter what the relationships are, there's only so much you can do, because you can't force anybody on anything. It doesn't work on the spiritual side of stuff. It doesn't, it'll give a little bit. I will admit it will help a little bit. It's not going to help to the full extent of it. Because again, they have to want it back. Any of the healing stuff I've done for people, if they've had any doubt, there's a good chance it's not going to be a good full effect or a full shot of what I'm doing to help them. It doesn't work, or it doesn't work fully like it should. So, but yeah, so again, for the last time, Focus on yourself. Don't worry about anybody else around you. You start personally, and you put those positive feelings out there and keep them simple. This is not something that should be overthought. Don't be wishing crazy things. Okay. Start simple. What's the issues right now? But ask it in a simple way. What can I, if it's whatever the level of it, but keep it simple on your request. If you need a new job, you can put it out there. Hey, I would like, to have some good stuff come back. I'd like to see some job opportunities. You could throw it out there. Hey, Candy, thank you very much. So, let's see real quickly, because I know I'm out of time. Chris is saying, I don't know if I would have met my boyfriend if I had put it out there. After 46 years of marriage, I didn't want to be alone for the rest of my life. I'm still young. Yeah, Chris, that's a wonderful way to do that. And it doesn't take away from anything. It doesn't take away, from, you know what I'm saying? You're not harming nothing. You're looking out for yourself. You know what you want to, you know what you personally want to feel, and how you want the rest of your life to go. I don't know what it is. Only you do. So you have to put those, like she did. She wanted somebody else. And so she's had somebody that appeared. And that is amazing. And that's the thing about it. You have to do it and believe in it and push it. And again, it's not always going to be instant. If it does, that's great. But sometimes it's going to take some work. Sometimes the universe needs to know you are legit, because if you are the iffy thing, or you're trying to do this, they're not going to do the same thing in return. They got to know that you mean it. And so again, everything's done by timing, and it'll happen when it's supposed to. Just like for me, getting where I was. And now I've had a series of things that have just been, I keep going up the ladder, and I'm getting rewarded for it because I didn't quit. I mean, that's the best way to put it. So yeah. And Donna, yep, it worked for her. She's got a new job now. I know. And as I said, it's really, it's amazing, but we're so afraid of it. And sometimes we've been so coached to not think that way, or that's just not how it is. That's not true. We can do it. We can do a lot with the way we approach it, but you guys get the point. So, all right. So I've gone 4 minutes past what I thought, because we do have a few things going on today. And then, which I may be able to post about it later. We'll see. But there's a few things that are going to happen today. But again, that's one of those things that I can't jinx it just yet. And it's not a tease, because it's not related. It's technically not related to me. So it's not my thing to share. But later on, I may be allowed to. So, but again, that's one of those moments that I have to be given permission to do so. So we'll see how that works out. And then, but then, yeah, tomorrow's a lot of fun holiday parade in our city. Get to march in the parade, as long as it's not raining too badly, and then help with uniform collection. So a little bit of a busy. Today's a little bit easier for me personally, so I'm gonna get some chores done. So I do got to get a lot of chores done, and then tomorrow I'll be slammed all day long. So which will be fun. But I can't wait to be around the kids and a lot of other chaperones and parents and things like that. So I'm excited. So, but so thank you guys. I hope again that some of the stuff I can share and show you the experiences and what I did and how it worked out, for me in the end, and how, and that's, my whole point is that if I can get, a few people to see it differently, and then to do it for themselves, and then see positive results, down the road, whenever it's supposed to happen. And that's the true message of this right now. And especially as we're winding down the last, several weeks, last month, so to speak, of December, and then we get into 2024. So, but yeah, no, you guys are all amazing. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for those that have stopped in, and then maybe some of you that are watching this back at another point. It means a lot, and it's fun. This is fun to do, and I hope that you guys do collect. You've learned a few things, and especially if you just needed to relearn it again, so yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Yep. Thank you, Jamie. Yep. Nikki, have a great weekend. Candy, you take care as well. Margaret, thank you so much. Margaret was great. She sent me a care package of beautiful things and jewelry and stuff for my family. So I do appreciate that. And we thank you for that. And yes, everybody else, have an awesome weekend. Stay warm, stay dry, because I know it's still kind of, it was misting this morning when I went out to do my prayers this morning, which is okay. I'm good with that. Hey, Ron. So I was out in the mist this morning, which was great. So, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Remember, you've got all the power right there. Use it to your advantage. Okay. So I'm getting out of here. Oh, and by the way, before I go, for those that are still watching, I don't know if you noticed this earlier. If there's any movie buffs out there, if that may ring a bell to some of you, real quickly before we get out of there, I'm just curious, even though this is cold coffee now, but if this looks familiar, just by a few of you, I'll wait a second before I end the show. But I'm just curious if anybody recognizes this just by any chance. I did say movie, so that may help a few of you. Um, this was a treat to myself as a little gag gift because I think it's hilarious. But this is a gag gift for myself. I Jamie might have just got it because that's why I said this is a gag gift for myself. But I got it. I was supposed to get it today, but I got it last night. So I'm like, maybe I'll throw this up on the show and see if anybody catches it. Because again, I like to throw Easter eggs in there to see what you guys think. Man, that lighting is killing me over here. So, but if you guys don't know what this is, as I close the show out, so Initech is a fictional company. There it is. Nikki got it. I was wondering if somebody would write it. Yeah. So it's from the movie Office Space, and the head boss Lumberg, or what, however you say his name, the head guy that owns the company, the big head cheese. He would come up to people, and he was always have this damn coffee cup. And so my goal is, again, treat of becoming a manager. My goal is I'm gonna take this cup to get coffee at work. Hey, Ann, good morning. I'm gonna take this cup and I'm gonna take a photo of myself at one of the last of the remaining cubes, because in the scenes in the movie, he's kind of leaning on a cube. So there's still a few cubes left. And so I want to, I know it's exactly my swing line stapler. um, I know I could have gotten suspenders and the fake glasses too, but I wasn't going to go that far. I think the cup was enough, but I'm hoping to take a photo of myself at a cube before anybody notices it, and then I want to post that because I think it'll be great. Granted, yeah, I'm not going to look exactly, but I'm going to have to do that thing. I'm going to be leaning up on the cube. So I can't wait. I can't wait to take a photo of that. But so that's my gag gift, was the manager. But that was one movie I did see way back. So yeah. Anyway, all right. So I thought that'd be fun to get for myself as a hilarious joke. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because it is now 10 minutes pretty much past the start of the show. So I'm out. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for still sticking in 10 minutes later. And so, yeah, you guys are awesome, as I've said before, and appreciate it. Love and light to you guys, as always. But yeah, we will see you soon. I'm going to try to, I know, Rebecca, I'm just getting ready to leave. So I love you too. Yeah, so I'm out of here. We're going to get some things done today, some chores done, and then have some fun tomorrow. And that's it. So yes, thank you so much. As always, you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. And so with that said, you guys have been watching the Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam Black Swamp Medium. And as I like to always ended, all my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you. Take care.